developed the confidence, communication and collaboration attributes necessary for this success.
Following this research, it's become clear that graduate attributes are broader and more encompassing than employability, helping to develop academic citizenship and career competencies. They are a unique framework of educational outcomes that we as an institute community agrees that its graduates should develop as a result of completing their studies successfully.
I think it's very important that dkit build its own identity with its students and its personnel, and with the graduate attributes, at least employers know straight away what they're getting when they get a dkit student.
The development of a dkit employability guide and toolkit was a really important aspect of this project. The purpose of this was to support academic staff and professional support staff to see how they can incorporate employability into their activities.
To enhance our graduates' employability, it was important for us to find the right guide or blueprint. Our search led us to a model by Marilyn Clark from the University of Adelaide. She looked at how employability is influenced by a range of factors, not just our skills and knowledge, but also our personal circumstances, our upbringing, and our social networks, online and offline. These factors and more influence how employable we feel or whether we perceive ourselves as job-worthy. This quality is important for us to pass on to our graduates so that they are able to acknowledge their value and communicate their strengths to employers. This is a broad model and will be used to help outline the terrain the project will explore. More precise methods for embedding employability in dkit will emerge from a framework that the project is working towards right now. The framework catalogues examples of employability practices. We will survey staff in order to give programme leads a clear picture of which modules are engaged in which activities. Programme leads can then recommend increasing or reducing different activities based on how much they influence the student's employability.
Flexible framework and a clearly defined set of graduate attributes provides a process for discussion, action and evaluation. It also enables us to recognise and celebrate what we are doing well.
Another output is a toolkit to help staff develop and refine their modules assessments to dovetail with employability skills. A more ambitious version of the toolkit will eventually cover employability activities. This broader database will be a rich resource for staff who wish to give students the strongest possible foundation when they begin their career journey.
The big advantage of having a generic toolkit, and I use that in the best possible way, that's spread across the institute, is that means we're all working towards the same aims. The specifics of how we meet employability may be different in civil engineering or in midwifery or in business studies or in 3D animation, but the core values, the capacity to be a member of a team, to identify what your role is and how it develops, are core. They're the same for every employee and for every graduate coming out.
I'm particularly excited about the potential impact of the employability toolkit. What's really striking is how well the toolkit and its principles align with best practice in learning, teaching and assessment, and also the synergy between the toolkit and our own policies and guidance in this area.
It is important that the findings from the employability research project can be fully implemented in a manner that does not as such add a huge burden or workload to the key staff in dkit, but rather enables the imparting of key employability skills and attributes as an embedded norm or culture throughout our course provision.
Reflecting on our project, there are a number of insights and learnings worth noting. In managing a project with multiple stakeholders, it is important to go the extra mile to ensure that everyone is counted. This means engaging in various ways across diverse platforms. The identification of employability champions was a tremendous help in promoting this project. They provided such valuable, grounded examples of the many ways employability can be supported, and crucially, advocating for the work among their colleagues. The project benefited hugely from piloting ideas and seeking cyclical stakeholder feedback. This was a really useful way to test out our ideas and identify hidden barriers. A note has to be said on the reality of consultation fatigue. Our project was impacted by this, so it is important to consider timing and consultation approach for worthwhile engagement. Finally, this was a very ambitious initiative, and rather than the project completion being an endpoint, what we have provided is a valuable roadmap for the ongoing work of embedding employability at dkit.
My name is Michael Mulvey, President of Dundalk Institute of Technology. I'm absolutely delighted to endorse this initiative. Employability has been a key theme running through dkit since its foundation almost 50 years ago, and we celebrate that 50 years this year. This latest initiative allows us to embed employability in a very consultative way, talking to employers, talking to students, talking to staff and talking to other stakeholders. I'd like to thank the National Forum for their support for this initiative. It's very, very important.
It is with great pleasure that we present the dkit Embedding Employability Initiative. The initiative has been led by the Careers and Employability Centre here at dkit with the support of the Centre of Excellence in Learning and Teaching. I, as project lead, will present on this project alongside the steering group members, which represent the key stakeholders of this project: students, graduates, dkit staff and employers. The aim of this initiative is to develop a shared vision of the dkit graduate. To do this, we want to identify where employability activities are taking place. Not just to identify them, but to celebrate them.